I-97, man. Ebro in the morning on a Monday. First, send a salute to all the Muslim brothers and sisters. Ramadan. Everybody fasting.
Yeah.
And then the realization that a day like today, all you could do is put out positive energy, however you do that, whether that's meditation, prayer, hugs and love, positive words. What we know today is that we have witnessed the worst shooting in the history of the United States of America.
Yeah.
It's being called the Orlando Club Massacre.
I guess that's what it'll be. Yeah.
Laura, you okay?
I'm sorry. I had a conversation with my sister last night. I had to call her. And just to tell her that I love her. You know, this really hits home because I came growing up, I went to a school where a lot of students were bussed in from different parts of town. And I saw a lot of my friends come to school and change their clothes and put on their makeup and be who they really were for those 8 hours. And they have to take it all off and go back home to be accepted by their families. You know, I saw some of my good friends, you know, being a young black gay male coming out to their family and have their dads beat them up and have their mothers, you know, trying to pray the gay away. You know, some of my closest friends have just gone through so much, and yesterday I was just so hurt by everything, and just my heart hurts, you know? It was like my father stopped talking to me when I moved here to pursue my career in radio, and then my sister told me, he's like, if he stopped talking to you for doing what you want to do, he's like, I'm scared to tell him who I really am.
Still today?
To this day.
How old is she?
My sister's 29 years old. It's just, you know, and it's just really painful to see so much hate, man. People just want to love who they want to love.
I read a story yesterday about the club, the history of the club, and obviously there's like kind of two separate issues here, like there's the terrorism factor, and then there's the gay hatred factor, both of which seem to be at work here, right? But this club was created by people who, it was the sibling of someone who died, a guy who passed away of AIDS, a gay man who passed away of AIDS in 1991. And so like they started this club as like, you know, a tribute to his life and a thing to have in Orlando. So it wasn't like a gay club in Orlando. It was really the place, you know, that really. So for Pride Month, they were having all these different events, and this happened to be the Latin night of Pride there. So it's really weird because you're dealing with the terrorist attack, and then you're dealing with a hate crime all together. And it's.
But isn't that what a hate crime is?
Yeah, I guess you're right. But I guess it's like,
I mean, obviously this magnitude is different, and then you have a group like ISIS claiming responsibility.
And do we even believe ISIS anymore when they claim responsibility?
The authorities don't.
They're not believing it.
No.
They're saying they don't see a connection.
Please,
that's
this
what they're
guy was
saying.
a psycho, man. Even his ex-wife said that he used to abuse her. And she said there was definitely something wrong with him. She said he was mentally ill, and she always knew
I think
it.
his family even said he was unstable.
Although now I'm hearing that the family sounds a little shady too. At first they were like, oh yeah, we don't know what happened. He saw some gay people kissing in Miami, and now I'm hearing other stuff that like the dad actually was, they like did some sort of show, like cable access show or something like that. There's an anti-American thing in the family too.
Even though they've been here for
a long time. They're from Afghanistan and now New Yorkers.
And he was born in New York. He was 29 and he moved down to Florida. I mean, like I said, I think everybody is either angry, sad, both at the same time. People want answers, and I think, you know, we say it a lot on this show. It's kind of like, when are people going to stop being a-holes, man? When are people just going to love people? You know, it sounds cliche and it sounds oversimplified, but that's really how I feel today. When I heard about this yesterday, I was angry at myself for not having words, not knowing what to say.
Well, this one's hard. This one's hard to really put a The only thing we can talk
Well,
about.
I just at this stage, like how many times are we going to have this conversation? This person was able to have an assault rifle. This person was under investigation twice by the FBI and still was able to have an assault rifle and a gun license. So at what point do people step in and say, what are we doing?
Well, that's the Daily News' cover, right? They went right after the NRA. Thanks, NRA. Because this weapon specifically is the assault rifle. This is the thing that if you're anti-guns...
This would have never happened with just your standard, handgun, shotgun.
I mean, you would think, God forbid, this guy has a handgun or a shotgun, someone's going to get to him. He's going to get mobbed at some point and pulled down. You can't mob someone who's able to shoot off 45 rounds.
He stood off a SWAT team, guys.
50 people were killed and 53 are injured.
It's 100 people, 103 people got hit. And then a SWAT team had to come in, and he's still exchanging fire with them.
There are 3 million of these guns in circulation in America. 3 million. 3 million. The sales all spiked after Newtown because people thought they were going to go away because that's what was used there too.
And by the way, earlier this weekend, the young lady from The Voice.
Oh, I know.
Who was signing autographs.
I didn't even see that story till yesterday.
Yeah,
crazy. That's what I saw first that made me tweet. I tweeted, "There's too many idiots running around with loose guns."
Johnny,
before this incident.
So this girl, Christina Grimmie. Christina Grimmie from The Voice, who's quite popular. I wasn't familiar with her work, but quite popular from The Voice. Did a performance in Orlando also on Friday. Afterwards, she's doing an autograph signing, and a crazed fan just walks up and kills her.
Really?
Yes, at her signing.
And then her brother tackled the man, and he shot himself.
Yeah, her brother tried to get him, but he broke free from her brother, and he killed himself.
This happened earlier on Saturday.
It happened on
Friday night.
Yeah.
And then, and the reason I bring that up is because I tweeted, "There's too many idiots, crazy people. Mental health is a real problem." I tweeted that. And people sent me pictures on Twitter.
Me too.
A guy sent me a photo and said, "Every day that I get to shoot my guns is a great day." And he sent me a picture of his assault rifles.
Didn't I show you yesterday on Snapchat how many people? I had 3 people send me pictures like that.
And I was like, "Well, sir, you have an ego problem, and you just need power. You need to feel powerful. I feel sorry for you that you need to feel that power. Like every day you need to shoot an assault rifle to feel good about yourself. Like what's going on with you?" And then I hear about this story. This is, and we have a cultural issue in America with violence and guns. I was with the mayor of Newark on Friday.
Saw that.
With having a private meeting about figuring out a way to uplift education and self-respect in Newark and find solutions for young people in Newark where violence is an issue. We recently had the Troy Ave incident. Violence is an issue. And when we had Banger's brother up here, Sean Duke McFadder, you have people who are in our communities now informed enough to understand the trauma that many people go through depending on what community you grow up in. Different types of trauma, which that damage lends itself to mental health issues and anger and violence. And unfortunately, guys, violence just brings more violence. Tonight you're going to hear GOP nominee Trump, who was going to do a speech about, Hillary Clinton, but he's going to change the tone of his speech to terrorism and what we need to do here in America. And I hope that his stance isn't more violence.
I mean, considering yesterday he said that Obama should resign in disgrace. And he also said, "Thank you for everyone who's congratulating me on being right about radical Islam."
Yeah, I saw that.
So he was
I
patting...
tried to ignore the fact that you wanted to do an "I told you so" moment.
He had an "I told you so" moment. He had an "I told you so" moment, and then said the president should step down because this is the to take advantage of that politically. We all know this is probably the biggest thing for President Obama when he leaves office. The thing that he'll probably be most hurt by is that during his presidency, the gun massacre has become a thing, like a regular occurrence. But it has nothing to do with his presidency, right?
It has everything to do with the anger in our country. But I'm going to tell you something, I've told you this before, and we talked about it before he became president. Having a black man as president was going to make a lot of people angry.
Crazy people, particularly.
People on the edge. People who see no hope or the world changing around them and they don't know how to evolve. And I think that's what we're seeing. We're seeing a time where things are changing, new ideas, people are becoming more enlightened and more progressive, and some people can't make that adjustment. And so they lash out in ways that are deadly. And when you're on the verge or you have a mental health problem and it goes unchecked, and then you can get your hands on a war machine that you could keep in your car, you can walk up to, the gun show?
Yeah.
In a lot of parts of this country. So it's a heavy day. And like I said, man, I don't look forward to these conversations at all. And I guess we're going to have this one for the next little while. So, it's Ebro in the morning.